What's going on, YouTube fam, and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about, is Mexico still affordable in 2023? Now, there are a few things to unpack with this question, and it does depend on certain things. In general, yes, Mexico is very affordable in general. Now, let's break down some things as to why it is affordable and why it may not be for some people, but overall, I think so. Now, if you are coming from a country who has a valuable currency, United States, Canada, Singapore has a great currency. If you come from Singapore, Australia, the UK with the British pound, the euro, yes, it's going to be even more affordable than you ever imagined because your currency converts into more pesos. Now, some people have been talking about this lately, and I noticed in some spaces with digital nomads, expats, and travelers who I follow, some people are making comparisons with Mexico and Colombia. Now, Colombia is a beautiful country. I love Colombia. But it really depends on what you want. Like, some people are saying, like, oh, well, Colombia is better. I mean, it really just depends. Now, yes, Colombia is cheaper due to the economy. But even though the US dollar is not as strong as it was against the peso, you still are coming out on top if you're coming from the US. Now, I come from the US and I work a job that pays me in dollars. So I'm gonna speak on my perspective. Even though, okay, of course, it's great when when the dollar's higher, but it's still very affordable. What I pay here for a 2-bedroom apartment, I barely pay a room in New York City. So yeah, when I was living in New York City, I couldn't even imagine having the type of apartment I have right now in Guadalajara, a major city in Mexico, for what I pay. And I could have gotten an apartment that's cheaper than this. I just really happened to like this one, and it was just, it felt right. So I didn't mind spending a little bit more money. But even still, what I paid for 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a terrace, fully furnished, it's amazing. So yes, it's very affordable, especially if you have currencies that are worth more. Now, if you're coming from another country where maybe somewhere in Southeast Asia, Central America, Africa, depends. Maybe some parts of Europe as well that don't really have a currency that's, really one of the top, then it may be not as affordable as to some others. But in general, from what I see, and I've been living in Mexico for 3 years now, even the Mexico in the lowest socioeconomic status can afford basic things like food, and that's vegetables, packaged food, fruits, things like that. So in that regard, I mean, if you don't make that much money, you can still live comfortably in Mexico. You can get a 2-bedroom apartment for $500 US, and that's amazing. Like, you can't even get rooms for that much in the United States now. So if you're on a budget, yes, Mexico is very affordable. If you're coming from a place where the currency is not really valued against the peso, then it's not so affordable. But most of you out there are watching this video. I imagine there's probably people from all over, but I'm sure a lot of you are making currencies like the dollar or the euro or the pound or such. So if so, yes, it's going to be extremely affordable. And in my opinion, even in general, even if I make dollars like I do, I still see it being very affordable here in terms of, basic everyday to day things. My electricity bill for 2 months was 150 pesos. That's a little bit over $8. I mean, I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, for utilities. I mean, and I live by myself, so I don't use that much. I do have a washer and dryer and things like that, but I also conserve a lot of energy. So little things like that, like your cell phone bill, your cable bill, your internet bill, your food, you can buy groceries from 1 week for one person, even maybe for two, $60 to $70. And I'm talking about meats, fruits, vegetables, the whole 9 yards. So to answer the question of the video, is Mexico affordable? Yes, in general, yes, it is. See, a lot of people have this false notion that Mexico is a third world country. It is not. It is the 15th largest economy in the world. And some places here, if you've never been, even if you have been and you haven't been to certain areas, will absolutely blow your mind on how advanced, developed, nice it is. I mean, nicer than Beverly Hills. You have places that are just crazy. I mean, if you've been to Mexico City, Polanco, Santa Fe, Roma Norte, here in Guadalajara, Providencia, Andares, Country Club, a lot of different places that'll just blow your mind. Like, wow, these people are living really nicely. So Yes, there are areas of Mexico that have poverty. We all know that. But all in all, for a country that has such a strong economy, it is super affordable. I mean, it really is affordable. And for all you out there who are planning on coming, I know it may be, if you're making US dollars and you see how it's been dipping, it may be like, I don't know, but trust me, it's still worth it. And if you're coming from the US or probably Canada too, you're gonna see it's much cheaper to live on in Mexico. And you can have that good life. You can have comfort here. You can have a nice place. You know, you can have that here and not pay as much as you would in your home country. So all in all, I think Mexico is a very affordable place. The people here, the economy, everything. I mean, it's just worth it. Spending your money here, being here. And you can see, I mean, you can spend a month here just to test it out if you're thinking about moving here and just kind of count your expenses. Like, okay, what did I spend on this? What did I spend on that? Even eating out at like simple little restaurants, whether you're getting tacos or simple, you know, and like the cocina económicas, which is like the affordable food for everybody. You're not going to spend that much. So just imagine, I mean, you can eat in, eat out, and still maintain a budget, still have fun, still do your thing, and have money left over. So yes, Mexico is still very affordable, and it all depends on how you live. If you live among your means, you're going to be able to live, I mean, nicer than you ever imagined. If you want to splurge, well, it's easy to do that here too, because there's a lot of things to splurge on. There's fancy restaurants, there's all kinds of things going on, you know, fancy lounges and bars and clubs and you know, just whatever excursions, activities, you name it. But if you're just doing basic stuff, and you have an average salary, Mexico is super affordable. I recommend it. And like I said, don't let the drop of the US dollar now, it's been fluctuating. If you're coming from America or you live in a place that makes US dollars, don't let that dishearten you. If you make the comparisons, like, you'll just see it's just like, it's unparalleled. Like, I could never imagine that I'd be living where I'm living in this nice place, paying what I'm paying, because living in New York City, I definitely didn't have all that, and I had roommates. So all in all, Mexico is a very affordable place to live in from my personal experience, and I'm sure a lot of you out there can attest to that as well. So people out there in the comments, let me know, how's your experience living in Mexico if you're from another country? Do you find it to be affordable? How long have you been here? Has things changed? What do you think about it? I'm curious to know what you all out there think. Anybody, leave your comments, questions, whatever you may have, your personal experience living in Mexico. Do you think it's affordable? I'm interested to know. So that's all for today. I appreciate you all tuning in. Just wanted to drop this video because a lot of people have been talking about that lately and comparing it to other Latin American countries. I'm Team Mexico on this one, and I say yes, it's affordable, it's beautiful. If you want to come here and you'll see for yourself. So that's all, people. Thank you again for tuning in. Hit that like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. More videos coming soon. I appreciate all your likes, comments, views, everything. Everybody have a wonderful, evening, if it's evening where you are, or day or morning, wherever it may be. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace.